which is one thing in this chapter called Baby Steps. And I'm not patient with myself. I want to fix it and fix it now. Like, even with this surgery, I was hoping that in the week that, you know, by the time I went back, that I was going to be able to use it really well. And this is about as far as I can go to make a fist, because it's still swollen. Like, I have to do exercises where I kind of close this, you know, hold it down. It's painful still, but I want it to work, and I want to use it, and I want to do all the things that I think I should be able to do. And it's hard because, sorry, my table moved. So I need to learn to be patient with myself. And just learning what baby steps for me, what that means. So, of course, there's baby steps with my health. So it's baby steps in learning how to eat the right types of food, getting enough water, which I'm never have struggled with in my life until more recently, like in the last month. And I'm getting better. That's something that I'm trying to track and really keep going with that, because I notice when I don't have enough water, especially with this medication and all these issues, it really does affect me. Now, one thing that I highlighted here is these same baby steps are what we have to allow ourselves to take. You know, just she's talking about a child when they first start learning how to walk. Little tiny steps. They fall, they get up, you know, and that's what we need to do. We need to know that, yes, we're going to fall. It's going to be hard. Get back up and try again. And I know I want it to be fast. That's one thing that she says in here. You know, we want it to be fast and painless. I want it to be fast, for sure. Painless, yeah, I mean, of course, but even just being fast would be great for me. And just understanding that I'm probably still going to fail. I'm going to make bad choices at certain times, and for various reasons, whether it's because of a situation I find myself in. I don't have what I need for my healthy meal, or I'm out and I need something fast and I get something I don't normally have. And that's where the patience comes in, and that's where the understanding and the grace comes in. And we need to, for me especially, I need to understand that this is not going to be, it's not going to be something that is a quick fix. It's not going to be something that within this year, everything's going to be great if I lose another 40 pounds. And yeah, it's going to help, most definitely. And Lord willing, it could heal me. I could reverse all these things. I don't know. But the main thing I've got to understand is that this is a lifelong thing. This has to be something that I'm committed to, and committed to myself to take care of myself. And stop allowing the perfectionist attitude of, I want it done now, and I want to fix it now, and I want it fast, because for whatever reason, I think if it's not fast enough, that I'm doing something wrong. And so let's see, another thing that I highlighted here is this. We have to be willing to deal with our perfectionism, lower our expectations, and take small steps toward our ultimate goal, living a longer, healthier, and happier life. And, you know, later on she shares about, you know, not setting ourselves up for in this like extremely hard program, you know, like eliminate all of this all at one time, do all these exercises, do all this stuff, and you set it up, and this is all you're going to do, because it's going to be too hard, and we're probably not going to be able to continue. I know for me, I won't. If I take everything out that I'm not supposed to have at one time, it's going to be too hard. And then the minute that I just fail a little bit, I'm going to fall right back into just not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to try, you know, that type of attitude. And it's going to be a lot harder to get up that next time. So like, like for our eating, for example, like for me right now, I have to look at a more gluten-free, dairy-free, which dairy isn't as hard for me because I have sensitivity to it already. So really I only have mild cheddar cheese and sometimes pepper jack, Colby, and that's mostly mild cheddar, and it's not all the time. I do have butter in my coffee now with the coffee bombs that I take, but I don't notice much of a difference like that. It's actually, I felt better on that than I did on regular creamer, so it's another thing I've got to watch. But knowing that I've got to do that, and I can start small, because I don't know if I'll like a lot of gluten-free breads and things like that. So I think it's just worth, okay, I'm going to try this. And more than likely, I'll try making my own, because they're very expensive. And if that's something that I want to have, like if I want a sandwich, but I really need gluten-free bread, well, then I need to be able to make it. But that's going to come slowly. I will just begin by not having it as much, which I don't really have it all that much anyway. Really, most days I don't have bread or crackers, tortilla. Most of that stuff I don't have all the time, but my dad makes some really good tortillas and really good bread, so I want it to become a treat that I can have when I want it. Now the chili thing, that's a whole other story. I don't know how I'm going to pull that one off, but you know, little baby steps. And that way I can see the progress. I can see, if I eliminate this, then I'm feeling better. And that will give me more of an incentive to try eliminating more. Now another thing is baby steps in, exercising. So I don't really have a program. I don't have a plan. I'll go walking sometimes, but that's pretty much it. And a lot of that is just anxiety. I don't have a lot of space in this cabin. One of these days I will do a pan around and kind of share it. But there's not a lot of space. So it's a little harder for me to do stuff in here and plan like a workout routine. But we do live in the country-ish, you know, and there is, you know, an acre of land here. There's also, like I said, where my husband goes to do his skating. I can go walking there. I can take a yoga mat out there and do my stretches that I have to do for my sciatic and keep up with those ones. Because that workout was actually really good for me, because it did help while I was doing it. Now, of course, that last month, it started flaring up again of physical therapy, which is in February. And then towards the end of March, beginning of April, it was back the same way it was before, where I could barely move and walk. And I know a lot of that has to do with flare-ups of other things. So, and it could be part of this whole inflammation with this Hashimoto's. But all it is adding baby steps in. So, being that I don't walk every day, well, I can start walking more often. You know, even if it's just the days I do walk, add 5 more minutes. The days that I don't, go for a 5-minute walk. Whatever, just to get going. And I know I need that because when I do it, it feels better. But like my excuses are I don't live near a gym. I have the anxiety of being around people, that is so hard, especially in a gym situation. Now, I recently started seeing I'm not sure what they're called, community service worker or something like that, but they're through where I go for to see a psychiatrist, and they kind of work with you with things like this. Like they'll help with paperwork, filling out paperwork, finding resources for things that you need help with. But they will also go with you to things. So there was some diabetic cooking classes this month, but they're in my hometown, which is 40 minutes away, every Thursday. And this month I've had a lot of appointments. Some have landed on Thursdays, and I just haven't, it just didn't work out for me this month. But she did say that that's something she could go with me to do. So I don't have to just go by myself. And possibly like even just going to the gym, going for a walk, or even walking the track, or, you know, things like that, that I won't have to do them by myself, especially when I'm not here at home. And like when I go to appointments, a lot of times my husband can't go with me because he's taking care of things here. So, you know, there's all that type of stuff. But it's baby steps. The fact that I even went to see this this lady and have gone twice already is a big thing for me, because I would never have gone before. Let's see, and I'm already going at 24 minutes, and there's still quite a bit in this chapter. So I will go through one more section. Now, how she has it broken up in here is food, attitude, and movement. So we'll go through the food section, and I'll just give you a couple of things that I highlighted. So food is a fuel that allows our body to function, and movement is what burns the fuel. So when we eat, if we're not moving around, it's just sitting there. And she uses the analogy of a car. So if you put bad fuel, it's not going to run well. And if it sits idle for long periods of time, it will run poorly or not at all, which is true with our body. So if we put food in our body that's not good. So if I know that eating a lot of gluten, anything sugar, stuff like that is bad for me, and I put it into my body is not going to work well. You know, you're going to be tired, lethargic, cranky. You're going to end up moving less because you're not feeling well. And, you know, it's this vicious circle. So we need to start with baby steps in our eating habits. So like for me, what she says here, she doesn't eat breakfast. She sometimes skips lunch and then eats a big dinner. I was doing that a lot. I still do that sometimes, but I'm trying to listen to my body when I need to eat. Because one thing I highlighted here that I'm trying to remind myself of is when I don't eat, my body thinks I don't have enough food and goes into preservation mode, and my metabolism slows down. And I've done that probably my entire life, of just skipping meals, or when I do eating things that weren't good for me. So it's just about listening to your body and finding foods that you love, but that are good for you as well. And it's just about taking care of ourselves and making ourselves a priority when it comes to that, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone else. And I know that this whole issues with my health are affecting me, my attitude, which I'll talk about in another video. And you know, it's not good for us or for those around us, because we can't do what we're supposed to do if we're feeling too tired, or our body's hurting, or any, you know, things like that. And so when we have the chance, we need to rest, like fuel our body with good food, and also feed our minds with good things. So instead of, you know, watching a lot of things that are completely negative, find some positive things to do. For me, that would be watching some online Bible studies, or Bible journaling. I watched some journaling videos, or reading some books that are uplifting and encouraging. Doing painting. What else do I? Just things that bring me closer to God and closer to who He's called me to be. And just, there's some fun people to watch sometimes. And instead of getting so stuck in all the negative, we need to find some positive. Gratitude journaling, that will help. All right, well, this is already at 28 minutes, so I'm going to end this one here, and I will be back with the second part to this video. All right, have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.